Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 10 of Paper Mario 64. Since we took care of the blooper, we're right back where we were. And now, it's time for us to go to Dry Dry Desert. Which, if you actually come here with Power Carry in tow, this is another one of his abilities, and something you can actually do to gain some star pieces. Well, technically this is your trouble center in a way. When you find letters, you can give them to people. As long as Power Carry's in tow, he can deliver them for you. And we picked up one from Colorado. As a matter of fact, you'll end up getting some sort of prize. Primarily, you're going to get star pieces. And most of the letters are found throughout Mushroom Kingdom. There are going to be some in the sewers. I think there's some in the next area we're going to be going to, which is Forever Forest. And also Gusty Gulch. There is also some in the later levels of the game. The only place there isn't levels is Bowser's Castle. That's the only place. I would be surprised if there was actually letters there. But whatever the case, you come here with Cooper. Cooper will be fanboying over the fact that he finally gets to see Colorado. And since you managed to talk to him with Colorado, well, he's at least happy. But don't worry, we'll be seeing Colorado again. Definitely later on in the game. And like I said, Colorado is practically the highlight of Chapter 5. Plain and simple. So, with that said, we are going to continue over to the next area, and we gotta, if you want to fight these guys, by all means do so. But I'm just gonna keep going. It's just literally a straight path to Dry Dry Outpost. That's the best way. And by the way, this right here is the speedy spin, which will allow me to spin a lot faster. But there is something else here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that thing right there. Twisters. Twisters will disorientate you for every which way. If you run into a twister, you will end up getting thrown to a different locale. There's like 4 separate twisters in different areas. And that's the last thing you need to deal with. It's not like you can fight them or anything, but twisters will most likely throw you to wherever you don't need to go. Or you may inadvertently go the right way, depending on how they roll. Now, these are the bandits. These bandits have one thing in common. They will try to bum rush you and steal your stuff. This is the only time you're going to see them because, well, actually, if I killed them, it would have been a one-time only day, but they're all like 5 HP, and they took at least a good bit of my coins. No, we gotta kill them now or else they'll get away with your stuff. I think there's more powerful aliens later that will actually take your items, and they're lurking into the sewers, so I hope you know how to use action commands, because they go as far as to take your items. I mean, if they take your items, you're not going to be able to get some of those rare items back. Some of them you will, some of them you won't. Speaking of things you won't get back, the whole point of us here being in Dry Dry Outpost. You see, the entirety of Dry Dry Outpost is led by Moustafa. And the thing about Moustafa, he is a mouser who, by the way, is not only the descendant of a king who went there and liberated the entirety of the lands from evil, but he's also the guy that is your way in to Dry Dry Ruins. Now, here's the problem. There is an information trader out here by the name of Sheik. Sheik is only going to give you information for only one simple price. You give him stuff. Now, this game has a tendency to make sure that you don't secrets break. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but this game gives you a tendency to prevent from secrets breaking whatsoever. Granted, like flowery fields, you might want to get it now while you still can, but if you wait too late, you'll end up having to backtrack all of these areas. But for some reason, Paper Mario, starting with this game, has a penchant for actively trying to keep the players from trying to prevent their backtracking, unless it's fully necessary. And one of those instances is with Moustafa. I think the other instance that got recently cured was Dupless. And I mean cured as in after you went through all the trouble of getting the P in his name out of his freaking castle, you can actually use a warp pipe. Use a block that's over the warp pipe and go straight to the exit and just bypass going to and from Creepy Steeple over and over again. Now, I'm about to do something that is a rookie mistake, and I'm going to show you what happens if you do this rookie mistake. And that rookie mistake is not coming here with a lemon. And you're just going to be giving this man multiple things. But then again, you kind of have no choice but to give him multiple stuff in order for you to find out what he knows. You need to give him 3 things. But one of the things you need to give him is a lemon. And also, he will actually not return any of the stuff that you gave to him. I don't know why, but he won't. So, let's see. You can keep giving him items until you can't give him items anymore, but the one thing you should have gave him from the get-go is a lemon, and I didn't have one. So what you're going to do is ask for his favorite food. And it's easy. You gotta go to a lemon. And you gotta get a lemon. And the lemon, however, is something... Yeah, I don't want to try to give him any more. I don't want to give him any more, because I've already lost just about all of my crap. I will have to come back and get a lemon from him. I lost everything. And I could get most of the ingredients back. The one thing that I couldn't get back was the juice. But now before I continue ranting on the lost items I have, in order for to get the Oasis, you gotta go 2 screens south as soon as you leave Dry Dry Outpost to Quadrant F7. And then, for the Dry Dry Ruins, you gotta go 3 screens north and 3 screens west in order to get there to Area A3. For the sake of brevity, ladies and gentlemen, CoinBlockTumblr.com had made this wonderful, more detailed chart. All I did was add the coordinates on here. The places you need to go is A3 and F7. And also there are other places in between that'll get you some stuff, but the main places you need to go is A3 and F7, the 2 places that I have a check mark on. And the reason being, A3 is where the next area we need to go is, which is Dry Dry Ruins, and F7 is where we are going to get the lemons in order for us to get the information, let alone the key to get into Dry Dry Ruins in the first place. And unfortunately, you will need to actually give him an item, 1 item, to find out what Moustafa likes. So with that said, let's continue on with the playthrough. And upon following my advice, you will know that you're going the right way because you're going to start seeing green at the bottom of the area. And at the top if you're at a very low level because you got blown away by a twister. Spoiler alert, I was blown away by a twister accidentally. But here's the thing. It blew me here, so it actually made my trip a lot shorter. That lemon actually is a good thing because there's two things that it could be used for. Not only cake, but drinks. Let me make that 3. It's also needed in order for Moustafa to give you the key, let alone the way to get into Dry Dry Ruins. And by the way, the Oasis has something else too, a rank up. I made a mistake and said that Merlin was going to do rank ups. No, Merlin does not do rank ups in this game. I was confusing that for Thousand Year Door. It's this game. And somebody's going to probably point it out. I've addressed it here. And you only need at least, oh god damn, the emulator didn't even pick up the actual effects. Oops. But anyway, I meant to say you only need at least 2 ranks to ultra rank your parties, and you will be able to ultra rank everybody. So I went there and cut out the backtracking because I got into a couple of fights on the way here. But let's go on ahead and give this rat something. And that something being a lemon. I'm gonna have to get some more items eventually. Hell, you need to give him 1 thing, but if you wanted to get him 1 thing, you need to get him 2 things. He'll be like, how did you know? But like an idiot, I accidentally asked him about the actual thing. Instead, you were supposed to ask how to meet Mr. Moustafa. But since you gave him a lemon, you can give him whatever the hell you want. And so long as you ask to see how to find Moustafa, that would be great. So, this is why I told you to have an inventory space for 2 items. Particularly the dried shroom and the dusty hammer. That's the only way you will be able to get to Moustafa. Whatever you do with those things afterwards, it's all up to you. You can just say enough. And by the way, that is Moustafa. Moustafa stole your shit. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. And in case you're wondering where the item shop is, it's on the first screen. And there's a lightning storm and dried pasta, but you want to get the dried shroom and the dusty hammer. So let's buy that dried shroom first. And in case you're wondering why I have all this money, refund badge. That's all. So by doing that, the clerk at the store tells you that you can go and meet Moustafa now. You have free access. So all you have to do is go to the highest point. There's no way else we could do this. And by the way, they would use this same code word in Paper Mario Thousand Year Door to meet Don Pianta. So yeah, that is a callback to this game in case you're wondering, because I do have that game on my channel. I mean, it may not be of the best of quality, but I do have that game on the channel. So, with that said, we are able to find not only a letter, and you gotta read the description of where the letter is being, you know, who the letter is being given to, but now we can talk to Moustafa himself, who has been chic all along, and he took our goddamn items and has never given them back. He's never given them back. So, with that said, this is the one and only time we will see Moustafa in the game, and that's Dry Dry Outpost. Well, in the series. Because he doesn't make a return in Thousand Year Door, nor does he not make a return anywhere else. But whatever the case, he is going to give us the Pulse Stone, which is going to be used to find Dry Dry Ruins. which is currently being held by the second boss, Tootin' Koopa, which is all the more reason why he's trying to make sure that no evildoer will find Dry Dry Ruins for evil. He's already found, somebody already ended up in the place, and he's got Bowser's help in the process, and is holding a Star Spirit there. So, on that note, I might want to spend some of that money I got from the refund badge in order for me to get myself some more items, because it's going to be a long way over there. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in part 11 as we go over to Dry Dry Ruins and start Dry Dry Ruins. This is RBMan985. Peace out and take care.